Respect. Now you're in your love respect page. Hello, how you doing? What's going on? You know, coming out your comfort zone is not easy. Respectfully, it's not. Because you feel like you're going to disappoint somebody, or you're going to let somebody down by what's about to come out your mouth at the end of the day. But come to realize at the end of the day, they wasn't embarrassed or disappointed when it came out their mouth about you. Hello, what the fuck? What's wrong with people? Ma'am, sir, make it make sense. Because you embarrassed the hell out of me out here. Who gives a fuck now? I don't care. Because your words don't mean shit to me. Hello? Yo, you ever... if you experience this, if you know, you know. You know, you're that adult now who dealt with childhood trauma or abandonment issues. And you was one of those children who were overlooked as a child. You know, I don't mean no disrespect at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, I always got to be real with myself before I could be real with anybody else, respectfully. And I'm not hurting nobody in the process but myself if I don't be real with myself. And that's for you too. You only hurting yourself if you're not real with yourself. You know? And it's okay to come out your comfort zone. You know, people been immune for a long time because they were so disappointed as to, I don't want to let this person down. I'm not trying to embarrass this person. I'm not trying to humiliate myself and embarrass myself because this transpired and that transpired. At the end of the day, it happened. Life happened. But it's how you overcame it. Are you still doing the same things you did? Or whatever the transpired within transpiring, whatever the case may be. Do they got anything to say about you today? No! No! Yo, so you ever been one of those kids that was overlooked? And overlooked to the point where you had a talent that was installed within you at a young age. You had so much talent that was installed within you at a young age, and it was overlooked. It was overlooked, but it wasn't overlooked completely though. It wasn't overlooked by the right people, but it was overlooked by the person that was supposed to protect you. But it wasn't meant for them to see it though. They saw it, but they didn't want to see it. And they disrespected you in the process of seeing your talent at a young age. You know, one thing people don't do is forget. And I say that respectfully. You know, when you have a talent that was installed in you at a young age, just because you was overlooked or somebody saw potential in you, like an aunt or uncle, you know, and other people overlooked you because they thought you was grown, they thought you was too fast, or they didn't understand you. They didn't understand because you was too advanced. And not in a disrespectful way, but in a healthy way. Thankful for those two people that came into your life that was meant to be in your life, that aunt and that uncle. You know, your angels now, your ancestors that's watching over you. You put a name to your book. You know, it's funny how when they was in the physical world at the end of the day, like, I didn't feel the love that I thought I needed. I didn't feel I could reach out to you and I could be transparent and be myself. It's so crazy how people leave this earth at the end of the day. And when they leave this earth, you feel their presence so strongly. And I never felt so much love in my life. I never heard as a child, I love you. And I'm being very transparent. One thing I don't got to do is sugarcoat a lie to nobody. Or lie on nobody at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, it's the pain that I endured for not feeling the love. Just because someone is physically there, financially paying bills, financially putting food in the fridge, at the end of the day, when you don't show someone's love, that energy hit different. When you don't show the caring and all that behind it, that energy hit different. When you don't show the respect behind it, that energy hit different. And I'm not here to bash nobody, because I love myself today to understand at the end of the day, I overcame it. And I overcame it without you. No disrespect. And I'm going to still continue to fight for my life in a healthy way. You know, to have known that at the end of the day, like, these two people saw potential in you, or whomever saw potential in you, now they on the other side watching over you, at the end of the day, just rooting you on. And you can feel a presence. Like, you can literally feel a presence, like, rooting you on. Like, I told you! Ah! I told you! Two big goofballs. Funny as hell. I tell you no lie. They hilarious. They be cracking me up sometimes. You know, just reminiscing of the past. Like, being myself was a crime. You know, you ever had somebody make you feel like just being yourself was a problem? Or you just being you was a problem? So being you was a problem, you didn't want to be you anymore. You didn't want to show up as you anymore. Because you was already acknowledged that you being yourself, I don't care. You know? That energy hit different. But anyway, long story short. And you got them, you deal with childhood trauma, right? But you have support. But you don't have support. Because everybody's older than you. Everybody's living their life. And you can't be your transparent self because of what's going on within your situation. And as time is progressing, your talent is not coming out because it was put to pause. Because it wasn't meant for nobody to see your talent. It wasn't the right timing. And being that it wasn't the right timing, your talent had to be blocked from a lot of people. You know those people who saw potential in you, those people who disrespect you, and within their process of not ever trying to get to know you for you? You know that energy hit different, respectfully. Because now that you're in this adult, you feel like, damn, how do I come out of my comfort zone to be myself without someone stereotyping me or disrespecting me or allowing me to feel otherwise unworthy of myself? Because I done experienced being depressed. I done experienced the trauma behind what I experienced within my experience. And now that I'm that adult, I want to be my transparent self. I want to be able to be free within myself. And fuck anybody's thought process as to who I am at the end of the day, especially if I'm not bringing no harm towards an innocent person, or let alone harming myself. No disrespect. This is just to say this. Never judge a book by its cover. Be careful how you treat people within your process of finding yourself. You know, just because you was overlooked as a child doesn't mean that you cannot stand up for yourself and allow your best self vision to show up. You know, you could have been overlooked by a mother, a father, a aunt, a uncle, whatever guardian, you name it, whatever. Even the system. You know, some people don't know that they have a gift installed within them. A lot of people have a gift that's installed with them. We all are talented in some shape or form. But it's just you finding your special gift that's for you. When I realized what my special gift was, when I was 6 years old, as time progressed, it was times where I used to think big, 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 big. And then, as I'm thinking big, 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 a whole bunch of negative things just started happening in my life. And I'm only a child. A child should never have to experience that. But that child did. And I stand before myself today to say, you know what? You could overcome trauma. You could overcome depression. You could overcome anxiety. You could overcome everything they said that you wasn't going to be, and that wasn't shit. And I say that respectfully. Having a talent installed within you at a young age and you was overlooked, don't allow that moment of your childhood to psych you out of your thought process for allowing you to show up as your best self vision. Moral of the story. No disrespect. You got life in you, I got life in me. Regardless if you disabled, don't matter if your culture, your skin, don't matter if your culture or your skin, your sexual orientation, it don't matter. If you elderly, it don't matter. It don't matter. Live your truth. Live your truth. Be happy. Be genuinely, authentically happy. You know, it took me a long time to wake up in the morning just to be like, you know what? I'm like this all day long. And I don't care. I'd rather be like this than to be depressed, than to be feeling unworthy of myself, or to allow someone's thought process of me feel like I'm unworthy of myself. Or to allow someone to segment my thought process because this is how they feel about me negatively. I didn't want to live that life no more. And you shouldn't either. Regardless of what trauma you done endured as a child at the end of the day, and it affected your adulthood, and whatever transpired within your adulthood, if you could show up for yourself right now as you watching this video, no disrespect, you could show up for yourself. You can show up for yourself on your most weakest days, your most vulnerable days, your misunderstanding days, your good and your bad days. No disrespect, you could. But you got to see it, though. With no excuses. There's no more excuses at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. That's what I made a promise to myself. I'm not going to allow myself to have any more excuses. Because the excuses that I was having for myself, I couldn't even see myself. That's why I had excuses for myself. I couldn't see myself. I couldn't recognize myself. I couldn't even acknowledge myself. Because that's what depression would allow you to feel like. Unworthy of yourself. You're not even here. You're just floating. It's just air. You know, dealing with depression, that shit ain't easy. Overcoming it, it's not easy. And you could be stuck in it for so long and you don't even know that you're stuck in depression. That's how unhealthy it is. That's how unhealthy it is. But just because someone overlooked you at the end of the day, yo, do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself. Nah, you can't. No. Nah. It's not the way. You was not put here. Whatever you experience, you're supposed to experience. And I say it respectfully. You were supposed to experience. And what you took from the experience, you were supposed to create something beautiful out of it. You're supposed to create your own masterpiece out of it. And I say that respectfully. And, you know, a lot of people will not understand. And that's okay. It's not meant for everybody to understand at the end of the day. It's not meant. It is not. But that's okay. You was given a path to walk. And unfortunately, the people that was chosen for you to bring you into this world, it was not in your control. Let alone, it maybe not wasn't even their control. What the fuck? I'm just saying. We can't question God. Like I said, this page ain't for everybody. It's not. But I'm saying right now, at the end of the day, holding on to the past, holding on to that dead weight at the end of the day, it ain't gonna do you no better. It's not. They not sorry. They not sorry. No, they not. They not fucking sorry. No, they not. And if they are, they lying. You know, forgive yourself. It's not about them. It's forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself for, you know what? This happened to me. But I gotta forgive myself enough to say, you know what? I gotta go harder for myself than anybody ever went hard for me, ever. I gotta love myself and big myself up and be my biggest cheerleader. Like nobody ever looked out for me. Nobody ever showed me support at the end of the day. Not sometimey. Not when they feel like it. Nah. You gotta show for yourself all day, every day. Regardless if you having a misunderstanding self day, good, bad day, you still gotta show for yourself. And you can show for yourself in a healthy way too. So if you have that bottle to your mouth, you're abusing that whatever you're abusing, that substance, whatever you're abusing, yo, get that shit out of here. Especially that liquor. Put that bottle down. Nah. Ain't nobody gonna take you serious, bro. Sis, ain't nobody gonna take you serious. Because you're not taking yourself serious. That's one thing I had to learn about when I put the bottle down. Who's gonna take you serious if you're not taking yourself serious? That's how I looked at it. Especially when you're abusing it. But then I learned in the process too, you're supposed to accept me for all my flaws, right? If God could accept me for all my flaws, good or bad at the end of the day, and I'm not trying to bring harm to an innocent person, and God loved me, everybody who abandoned you at the end of the day, just think about who didn't leave you at your most weakest moments, at your most vulnerable moments, who didn't leave your side at not one time. Regardless if they didn't understand you, regardless if they couldn't make sense of you, or try to take the time to get to know you, God didn't give up on you at the end of the day. No, he didn't. No, not even a little bit. And I say that respectfully. Like I said, this page ain't for everybody. But just reevaluate yourself. To anybody that gave up on you at the end of the day, and they not around right now, You know, when you pick up the phone, it was like, yo, I'm hungry. Hello, I'm hungry. But then they telling everybody else. I don't know why they would do such a thing. I don't know why would they do such a thing. They know they could come over here and get food. Oh yeah? Oh, okay. But your lying ass. Or you need somewhere to stay. You homeless. You ain't got nowhere to go. You ever heard somebody say to you, I sleep good at night. I don't know about you. Fuck your life. And they close the door in your face. And they had room. You could have slept on the floor. You could have slept on the ceiling if you wanted to. The table, the fridge, wherever. You pick a spot. But they closed the door in your face. Or that person that blames you. That blames you. From them not having a bond with you. But they don't talk about what they did to you. Matter of fact, they try to say they forgot. So they won't express how they feel. So they won't really genuinely be sorry about how they feel. So instead of them, they psych themselves out their own thought process. So they think they psyching you out of your thought process. How could you forget something so traumatizing? Ain't nobody will be able to forget something so traumatizing. It's the mind games for me. You know how when people play mind games in your face, when you got your most weakest moments of your life, or when you're just trying to find yourself, It's a cold world out there. It's a fucked up world out there. Family or not, at the end of the day. When that person closed that fucking door in your face, they meant what the fuck they said. They felt the way they felt. No disrespect at the end of the day. But at the same time, too, you can't beat yourself up because You can't force somebody to be in your life. You can't beg somebody to spend time with you. You cannot beg for somebody to spend time with you. You see them spending time with everybody else, showing up for everybody else's events, and you just want to hug. You just want somebody to show up for you. You reach out multiple times. Like, can you just meet me here? And they like, nah, I'm good. I can't stop doing what I'm doing because of you. I can't stop doing what I'm doing just to stop my day for you. But you can stop your day for everybody else, though. Oh, you need some milk? Okay, I'm on my way. I'll let you ask for some milk. They don't got it for you. You see how that energy works? It's because it's you. It's not personal. Don't ever take it personal at the end of the day. But when you see it's a pattern with people, and you reevaluate yourself and you really think about it, it's you. They don't like you. And it's okay to accept that shit sometimes. Like, a person don't like you, they don't like you. Regardless of who it is. It could be your fucking mother, your father. Who gives a fuck? They don't like you, they don't fucking like you. Let's keep it a buck. You know, being in uncomfortable situations will allow you to feel like, damn, who do I trust? Who can I confide in at the end of the day? Should I reopen those doors that slammed doors in my face? No! What the fuck is wrong with you? And if you do, you need your ass whooped, because you only hurting your own fucking feelings. Hello? No, for real. Stop disappointing yourself. That's the most uncomfortable feeling to feel. Is to feel discouraged because of yourself, or to allow yourself to feel unworthy of yourself because of somebody's thought process of you. Your life matters. Your life matters. Your life matters. Your life matters. Be patient with yourself. Be kind with yourself. And do not give up on yourself because someone did. They did. They gave up on you without actually getting to know you. And that's their loss. It's not yours. Because you're an amazing person. You're unique. You're inspiring. You're motivating. And you're a loving, funny person. And you don't have malicious intentions to bring harm towards an innocent person or yourself. So I respect you today for you not allowing yourself to move forward anymore with any bad baggage. Because you choose your best self vision to show up. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy. But just allow your thought process to know at the end of the day, whatever just transpired within my little time on this earth, from a child age up into my adulthood, I forgive myself. I forgive myself for the pain that was endured within me, that was not in my control. But I would love to show up as my best self vision of myself today in a healthy way. I don't want to deal with abandonment issues no more. I don't want to deal with betrayal. I don't want to deal with people manipulating me. I don't want to deal with somebody trying to segment my thought process. I don't want to deal with that. I want genuine, authentic people to come into my life. I want people to come into my life who's going to respect me for me. Value my time in a healthy way. Not disrespect me when they feel like it, or try to have control over my life when they feel like it, or use me when they feel like it. No, I don't want that. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Never allow someone's thought process of you. It's like you have your thought process of your freedom, because they're miserable. Never allow someone's thought process. It's like you have your freedom, because they're miserable. Never allow someone to give you a thought process because you genuinely love yourself in a healthy way, because they're miserable. Never allow someone to give you a thought process because they're miserable. Loving yourself is not a crime. Only a miserable individual will identify and tell you otherwise. because they don't love themselves. Respect. Now you're genuine love. Love yourself. Love yourself. Leave innocent people alone within your process of being malicious and weird. It's just that simple. Have a good day. Respect.